Okay, this is my demo 9 on the microprocessor with control. So, um, pretty much what we did, or what I did with this microprocessor that was already given, I added my ALU, and then here I have my controller. So this is what I use to read and write in from specific ROMs and RAMs. And I have my A and B, and then my output. And then over here, you'll see I have my state memory with the manual reset, and my D1, which I have equations for that I'll show at the end of the video, and then my D0, and here is my manual start, and I just moved over the start button over here by the clock so that it's easier to get to. And so, yeah, let's get started. So first I'll do 5 plus 4. So first thing we want to do is we choose which ROM we want to use. So let's just use ROM 0. We'll put a 5 in there. So we'll do 0, 1, 0, 1. And then we'll use ROM 2 for our 4. So that'll be 0, 1, 0, 0. And then what we do is we go up here and we use the address A, address B, and the out to choose what we want to read in and what we want to write. So we want to read in our 5 first, so we'll put the ROM 0 for A, so it's 0, so we'll leave that. Then we'll put in our ROM 2 for B, so that's 0, 1, 0, that's 2. And then now we just get to choose where we want to put it in to our RAM. So we'll just put it into RAM 5, which will be a 4 and a 1. So that's RAM 5. And so now we want to go over here to our selector and choose our add, our A plus B. And so that's 1, so we'll just change that to 1, 0, 0, so that's 1. So now we should be in add mode. And so now we'll turn it on and we'll do our first clock cycle, and you'll see right here we get our 4. And then next clock cycle, you'll see our our answer is now over here, and our 5 is right here. So sorry, I got ahead of myself. We have our 5 right here, so that's going to be first, and then our 4 right here, and then over here is our output, and then once I clock it again, it should go into our accumulator, and we'll see that. Yep, and we get a 9. So now we get a 9 on the bus bar. And now we said we wanted to store in RAM 5, so let's clock it again and see if we store it in RAM 5. Yep. So there we go. There's our first operation. So now what we will do is do 9 minus 6. So we already have our RAM. 5 has a 9. And so for 6, we'll just use ROM 3. Again, you can choose any one you want. There's no particular, like you can choose any one. So we'll do 0, 1, 1, 0. That's our 6. So now we'll go up here to our inputs and outputs. For A, we want the 9, so that's RAM 7, so that'll be 1, 1, 1. And for B, we want the 6, which is in ROM 3, so we'll change that to 1, 1, 0. And then let's choose to have it outputted into, let's just do RAM 6. So we'll go up here, and we'll go to RAM 6, which is a 4 and a 2. So now our output should be going to RAM 6. And turn this, before we do that, we'll want to go over to our select mode, and do subtraction, which it's all 0. So we are now in subtraction of A minus B. So we'll go ahead and turn it on, and we will make our first clock, and you'll see that over here we get our 6, and then we clock it again. We get our 9 minus 6, which is 3, which is 0, 0, 1, 1. So now when we clock it again, that value should go into our accumulator, and there it is. And now it's on our bus bar. So now we just want to check and make sure it stores into the right RAM, which we said we wanted it to store in RAM 6. So we'll go ahead and clock it again and see if 3 stores into our RAM 6. Oh wait, something must be wrong. This is a 1 or 2, 4, so that's RAM 6. Oh, it's because this is on. Duh. Clock it, and we get a 3. Okay, so sorry, the start was on, so it wasn't storing it into RAM 6, but you see we clock it again, and 3 stores into RAM 6. So yeah, it's working. Now I'll go ahead and swap over to show you my equations real quick of how I got them. So this is the next state table that was given in the slides, and I'm pretty sure a couple of these equations were given too. But so for D0, I did the K-map and got this equation, D1, that one. So you can see for my read, that equation, my write, that equation, accumulator out, demux, and my clear. So I did equation for all of those. We'll hop back over to my microprocessor. And yeah, so that is my microprocessor, my demo 9.